Welcome to Synthetic Oil Protection. I'm your host Eben, and today is another exciting AMSOIL Engine Flush. And we got a special friend. This is Raquel, and this is a beautiful car. Now tell them, what is this sucker?
This is my 1984 diesel Mercedes.
Ah, so we got some of the dark black stuff going to be coming out in a second. And you say, why so black? Well, the engine flush is going to loosen up all that buildup, turbo coking around the timing chain, oil cooler ports, and this also helps clean sticky valves. And this is a game changer, and the honors goes to Raquel. You can crack that open and you can pull the safety seal, and you'll see there's a teeny weeny little safety seal on top. Taco it, you shove your thumb in. You could, but I don't want you to hurt yourself. Just shove in the middle, it'll taco. Here we give you the up close. Here we give the one thumb taco. We lift and the move sideways, whoop, just like that. And now we just dump it all in. And this is going to go into the crankcase. And take a close up. And it's this very thin detergent, very smelly. So you want to do it in a well ventilated area. And now we're going to go ahead and motor this sucker up and let her idle for 15 minutes. And it's going to thin out the oil. You don't rev it, you don't drive it. And while we do that, we're going to actually throw the engine cap on. You can throw that sucker on. And then we're going to be putting in the diesel injector clean and lubricant plus cetane boost. And you say, well, what does that actually do? This is an upper cylinder lubricant. This is going to lubricate the upper rings that doesn't get lubricant from the crankcase motor oil. Lubricates the fuel pump and the fuel filter. And then you got the cetane boost, which gives you tons of punching power, gets you better fuel mileage. And you say, Eben, how much fuel mileage? Up to 8% better fuel mileage. And you see a host of other benefits. And we're going to put that power into Raquel's hands. We're going to throw this in the gas.
Oh,
the
throw that in the gas
bottle.
first.
The whole bottle.
Oh, that's cool.
We're doing a serious cleanup dosage. And this motor is going to sound totally different before and after. So we're just going to give you the whole shebang in one shot. And yep, same thing, taco that lid and just shove it in all the way. Shove it all the way in, don't be afraid. Just stick her in. Perfect. You can hear the gulpa, gulpa, gulpa. Yeah, and this is going to be a cleanup dosage for this size tank. So you do that maybe every 4,000 miles, and then you'd actually run this as a maintainer. You want to be careful not to get it on your hands. It's really smelly, and it's a penetrating oil. So it'll go through your skin. It'll go through your gloves almost. I mean, it's heavy duty, so just get rid of it, throw it away, keep it off your hands. And now it's time to start her up. All right, we're going to start her up on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
There's a glow plug.
Oh, a glow plug.
3 now.
Get a close-up of what she sounds like. All right, now Raquel is going to nail all the metals with the MP metal protector. It's a penetrating oil, and it also disperses moisture. So if you live somewhere where it's very humid, it's great. So go ahead and spray your metal latches, and it's not going to hurt anything. Yep, all your hardwares, all your metals, all your little screws, bolts, all hinges are good. This right here, linkages, linkage, connecting rods, linkages. And what that's going to do is that's going to allow everything to operate smoother, quieter, less friction, less heat. You can hit these little hardware bolts, all this threads, and you can just keep going everywhere. Just nail it all. Any metal hardware. Yep. And basically what this does, keeps it from rusting and corroding. And I highly recommend this if you live somewhere back east or where it's very moist, at least every year. And I nail everything on my personal car every year. And yeah, the best of the best. All right, we're gonna crack her loose. We got our 13mm socket, and there we go. She was a loosey-goosey, and now we just do it by finger, or you can keep going by hand. and these bolts thread for miles, so don't get discouraged if you have to thread a 1/2 inch, and then just let her blow. Shake your hand off a little bit, keep that bolt in your hand, you're good. Raquel's a natural. I didn't even have to tell her to hold on to it, she's good. And now we got our paper towels. I'll give you these. And we use Simple Green. Simple Green's biodegradable, and you can use all those. And just throw the bolt on there, and you use all those towels, you're good. And then you can come over here, and you can see the paint. So you say, Eben, what do you mean by paint? Well, you see my rubbers. Watch the back of my rubbers. Watch this. Watch, just touch the back of my hand. Literally, diesel oil's like black paint. So when you get it on you, it never comes out. See the back of this shirt? This shirt's been washed like 16 times. So we're gonna let her drain her down, and our 8 quarts is coming out. We're gonna be corking her up in a second. We got our fresh crush washer in our kit. You want to torque it down to about 15 to 25 pounds of torque. Don't ever over tighten the pan. A lot of these oil pans are very thin and you can bend them, so you're better off being looser than way too tight. And you always tighten with a little teeny guy. Just a little teeny weeny 6-inch ratchet. You don't ever take out the big kahuna. You take this sucker out and whoop, you'll strip the pan. So don't use this. Just use this. And we're going to be putting the liquid gold in a minute. So before we crack our filter, Raquel's going to nail these bolts with the penetrating oil right there. That bolt. You got it? And get it all lubed up and wet. And right over there. And on the channel, we always say if it ain't fun, it ain't messy. And if it ain't messy, it ain't fun. That's why the wetter, the better. So more lube is way better. Raquel's going to start cracking her loose. It should be fairly easy. Let's see if she can get it with that little guy. If not, we'll get the brake. That, you got it. And you can crack the other one loose. You're good. Just crack the other bolt loose. And now after today, she'll know how to change her oil, her filter. And this car right here, see this car? Is gonna run longer and stronger after today. Right, we're giving birth to an oil filter. Let's do it. Take a look at this cartridge so you can set that long sucker in here. I got it. And now you can pull it up by the handle and grab it. Yep. And now give her a little wiggle jiggle, and it's gonna leak a lot of oil. And then you can set her in the basket. Beautiful. That's the move. And just lay her down so you can see how pretty this is. Now this is what Picasso would work on. They say the Mona Lisa. This right here is as beautiful as the Mona Lisa. Look at that. It's like paint. Out with the old, in with the new. This is just a different style filter. Preferably we like to get Wix filters, but today we got CarQuest. Hey, with shutdowns you do the best you can. So I can relate. I know a lot of you guys are struggling, but you can go right on ahead, and I think we're going to slip her on here. Yep, I think you can slip it on like that. Yep. And boom.
Can you clean that off?
Yeah, you can clean her off a little bit. It doesn't have to be perfect. You know, you want to get it the best you can. And I just get a little wiggle jiggle. And now what we'll do is we're going to get this O-ring off there. We're going to grab a little teeny weeny pick. And this is what we call a teeny weeny pick. And it's a little piece of metal, and you're going to go ahead and you're going to get this rubber off there, right there. So you're going to pick underneath that, and you're going to peel that rubber up. And then I'm going to grab the O-ring that's in the gasket kit. Get that sucker off. Ooh, easy, all right? You can slip her off. And now, that's the old one. It's a little flattened and still in good shape. You could still use it. So what the heck, we'll get a nice fresh one. And then we got 2 crush washers in here. So that's what comes in the kit. Just drop those out. Got our little crush washers. And we yank out our rubbers. And if you want to get even messier, which that's what we love to do on the channel, we might as well get her all lubed up before we even stick her on. So you can roll that sucker on, and we'll open up a nice virgin bottle of the 100% synthetic European Classic. This meets and exceeds the Porsche A-Spec, Mercedes-Benz, VW, and all the other related oils. and it's just so pure, so clean, almost untouchable. Now, I know I mentioned the 100% synthetic, but they can actually call full synthetic when it's only 25% synthetic or more. So when you go to Wama or some of these places and you get these oils and you think you're getting what you think you're getting, unfortunately you're not. So it's actually a synthetic blend. So all the full synthetics are not 100% synthetic. So this creates a much higher film strength, keeps the metal parts separated. Your motor will last longer, run stronger. And now we're gonna get a little sloppy. We call this pouring honey on pancakes. And we'll just get it all over the place. And you can get in there and get that corner wet. Just get her all nice and wet around the edge. And we'll dump a little bit, yep, just like that. And don't ever be afraid to make a mess, because you're always better off being over-lubed than under-lubed. Okay. And now the baby's going in. So you just do a little wiggle, wiggle, little jiggle, jiggle. And it's kind of like a melting process, and the rubbers all fit and connect. And then we grab our bolts. Same exact thing, slap the bolts back on. And it's gonna be time to put in the liquid gold in a second. It's that time to lube her up. And we say on the channel, lube to love, love to lube. And we're passing the liquid gold to Raquel. This is it, the very first time it's going in. Something so pure, so clean, almost untouchable, but it is touchable. And you're gonna see it happen right now. Here we go. Oh my God, look at that. Look at how pure it is. Look at that. Oh, I touched it. It's wet, it's good. It's slippery, that's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to be slippery. All right, we got another Mercedes-Benz beans, which has the hoods that go straight up and down. So it's time for a crazy tall pour. Here we go. You always start low and slow and bring her up. Woo! That's a rush. Gave me butterflies. Perfect. We are tag teaming. It's so good, you can even feel the protection. All right, the rubbers are coming off. We got the liquid gold in. It's time to start her up. Let's do it. Our first start up with AMSOIL. Take a listen. Having this beautiful, harmonious, love-making process with her vehicle. She's done the metal protector. She lubed the motor. Now, the rubbers, the plastics. Look how pure. Look how clean. Once again, almost untouchable. You say, Eben, how would you handle a can of silicone spray? That's too easy. That's good, Bob. We're ripping around the block. We got the liquid gold in, and everything went smooth as silk. And we're getting some driving impressions. (1984) 300 TD. Turbo diesel. We've been driving for a whole minute and 4 seconds. How does she feel?
Super smooth. Feels good.
That's beautiful. We're all up the windows so we can hear you, right? What you thinking? And we can turn on Tanea.
You hear that?
Yes.
What is that?
It could be a wheel bearing. That's common, the wheel bearings and stuff. It's like a little humming.
Yeah, it's like a warm.
Could also be a warped rotor. So how is she different?
She feels really smooth and quiet.
Wow.
Yeah, totally more quiet.
Wow.
It's awesome.
That's killer. And now the cleaning just begins. So we did the engine flush. Now, a lot of people, they think the engine flush gets it all out. It actually doesn't. It gets, the majority, maybe 60%. But over the course of the next 3,000 miles, the detergents in the AMSOIL is going to melt the rest of that other stuff out. And you can actually come back and do a filter change in about 3,000 miles. And that'll actually help clean the oil even more. Now, this oil is easily good for 1 year, 10,000 miles. Now with oil analysis, you can go comfortably up into 25,000 miles. We're approaching 15,000 miles on my car. It takes the same oil, and it's the 5W40 European Classic. If you want to try the oil, you can try it with my link down below. You click on the laptop or desktop, click show more. If you're on a smartphone, the little teeny weeny reverse down arrow, you'll see all that stuff down there. You're the best, Raquel. Thanks for doing the video.
Thanks.
And I'm so happy. She's happy. And we will see you back next time. Check out this playlist here on more oil changes. Cheers to protection, protection, protection.